Hey, I'm E, you got legend, this Anything Goes.
Podcast, and like we normally say, this podcast can be very controversial. It is our own life experiences, our own opinions. It is what it is. If you are an inspiring artist, entrepreneur, doing things in your community, you need to come in and tap in with us. We're interested to hear your story. We're all about supporting Baltimore and growing together as a unit. So E, what we got today?
Well, I mean, as soon as y'all hear this guy talk, y'all probably won't know his voice. You feel me? Let him introduce himself. We got a very special guest. Introduce yourself, brother.
All right. Thanks for having me. I'm Brian Pettaway. I'm a newscaster for 1500 Radio. I also sell advertising for the company, and I have a voiceover company called Voices Wired, LLC.
Ooh, that's bad.
So that's what I do.
So is this like your regular voice, or is this like your, when the camera's cut on you, some Brian Pettaway? And, you know, like I know people probably asked you that before.
No, I mean, this is what I was born with, you know. I mean, of course, anybody can sound like somebody if they want to, but this is me.
Okay, because it sounds very, you know, weathercaster-ish.
Oh my God.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, like, real professional, like, hey, you got the voice.
But I mean, I get that all the time. I take it as a compliment, but yeah, this is me. So, you know, the ladies like it.
Hey,
you know,
that's all that matters.
And
That works for E.
And that works for you.
That works for E.
And you know, I said my lady likes it. Let me put it that way. I won't get myself in trouble here.
Hey,
right?
hey.
And okay. And so I mean that's all, you know, and it pays the bills. And you know.
So have you ever done any like singing, like some Barry White, something? Because you got kind of that bird tone.
So you know what's funny, man? Is like I do a lot of karaoke.
Okay.
Like yeah, I have a bunch of friends. We used to do what's called Zoom karaoke when the pandemic hit.
Oh yeah.
So we seven of us got together. We get on a Zoom call. We challenge each other with songs, and then we just sing. So I'm not saying I'm good, but we used to do it a lot. And
Okay. So
what
recent song was you, when you were doing it, challenged to do?
So I'm an old head. So I was singing stuff. The most So the song that I was challenged to do most recently was by the Commodores. Just to Be Close to You by the Commodores.
Okay.
Where he's singing and talking about what does he talk about? He talks about he talks about all kinds of stuff. But talks about value, you know.
Can we hear you sing a
No
little
ma'am.
bit?
No ma'am.
I'm
No
trying
ma'am,
to
no
do it.
ma'am, no
Is that
ma'am.
like an 80s song? Or, no, that's
like
a
70s, right?
Yeah, that's like late 70s, early
old.
80s.
I just remember when you know when you used to have that little commercial with the hits and be like, just to be close.
That's the song. See?
Yeah, like
If y'all didn't know, he's really good
That's
at
the
singing.
song. You get on our Zoom karaoke. You know what I mean?
I'll
You
try
do
it
it
out.
all right. So, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah, but I used to sing in the church choir when I was a kid, and we used to be in a group called when I was in the military. We had a group that used to sing in Georgetown bars. It was an a cappella group, and it was called Slam. It was 4 of us.
Okay.
And the acronym was, can I cuss on here?
Of course.
Okay.
Same thing.
It was called Slam, and the acronym was Sexy Like a Motherfucker.
Okay.
So, and we used to tour these clubs and these bars, and we'd sing.
Y'all had on silk shirt?
We had back then it was like the leather dusters with the turtlenecks in them, with the, and so we was kicking it like that. And cross colors was popular. So, we had the cross color suspenders and all of that, and Tim's and Doc Martens, whatever. So
I gotta see a picture
What's
of this.
cross colors? That's like plaid?
yeah, you just made me feel real old.
Like I don't
You just made me feel real old. Cross Colors was like a brand, and there was mostly denim, and they had all kinds of colors, green and red and yellow and stuff.
Okay.
Back then it was popping back.
Yeah, I'm pretty gay.
And you sure we can't just hear just a little bit?
No ma'am.
Oh man.
No ma'am.
Look at that.
No, ma'am.
You said you was in the military, right?
I was in the Army. I was in the, so first,
Thank you for your service.
I appreciate that, thank you. These are my stomping grounds. So I don't live in Baltimore currently. I've been in Virginia for like the last 30 years, but I'm from here, West Side,
Okay,
And
West Side.
my uncle, the mini mart down the street on P, Pennsylvania, across the street from the AME church, my uncle used to own it. It used to be called Pendall's. And between my senior year of high school and my freshman year of college, Morgan State, I used to stock the ice boxes with liquor and, see all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, I'm very familiar here, but when I got out of Morgan, I went to the military. And I wanted to go in and just kill up stuff because I was a very physical cat. I wanted to shoot stuff up. But I got down there, and then they transferred me to Arlington to the Honor Guard, which is the best of the best. They're hand-selected soldiers. There's only 1,200 of them. So it's like a huge fraternity, and they got me, they saw my jacket that I had a communications background, and they stuck me into announcing. So I started announcing. After a while, it was a decent gig. I started announcing for the president, and hung out with Colin Powell, and got to meet prime ministers and travel around the world, just announcing ceremonies and special events. So started working for C-SPAN, did some work for Disney, and then when I got out, I decided I was going to make some money, and I worked for Disney, C-SPAN, and developed my own company, just doing advertising for different companies.
That's amazing.
Can we go back to Morgan for a second?
Here you go.
No, I'm just saying, like, because you said when you came out there, you just wanted to kill stuff.
Right.
Were you killing stuff in Morgan?
I was slaying it. Yeah.
Ah, he knew what you were saying.
I was slaying it.
Now, Morgan had a reputation now.
Yeah, no doubt.
So hopefully, you rubbered.
Hey, Jimmy was my best friend.
Okay.
In fact, let me tell you a
Because if
story.
he wasn't,
I'm gonna
Hot
tell you a
Cheeto was
story.
gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you a story. My grandparents, I lived with my grandparents until I didn't, until I went to Morgan State. But I used to come home and wash my clothes every weekend because I didn't want to waste my money on machines. My grandmother used to host these ladies in her living room every Sunday without fail. There'd be 5 of them. I can name them. They're all gone now, but they were very nice ladies, and they knew me since I was a little boy. Well, my grandmother apparently went into my bedroom when I left, and she took a survey of everything that was in there, including my jimmies, right? So I came home one weekend, and in front of all these ladies, she said, you know, you still got them rubbers upstairs. She said, the way them little girls call here, that need to be the first thing you put on in the morning and the last thing you take off at night. They ain't doing you no good up in this house. You need to take them with you.
Go ahead, Green.
I was like mortified. I was like, Mom, you in front of them? And they giggling. So yeah.
They already know what's going on. They done been through.
So everybody, well, I hope everybody, Jimmy, I didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank the God.
Yes.
You said you went out, then you started doing advertisement for different places. What was your first advertisement gig?
It was Earl Shots. It's a car paint place. They did really, really shoddy paint jobs for very little money, and they were my very, very first advertising gig. I wrote and produced their commercial, did the voiceovers for it, and at the time I had an agent who was taking 13%.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? And he was taking, but I was finding my own gigs. Yet he was taking 13% of everything that I had. Mm-hmm. And when that contract expired after a year, I axed him out, and then just started going out on my own.
You think 13% is a lot?
It was a lot when you're not getting
when
a lot.
you're not doing enough.
Right. So when I was trying to pay the bills, bro.
Well, why are we talking about sponsorships? If you can see, we got this new background in the back for us.
Yeah,
Yes.
Capital Lounge.
Capital Lounge,
Shout out.
Shout out to them
Capital
for sponsoring us. This is our first episode, this new partnership with them. We got this guy here.
An amazing guy, actually.
With the voice.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he's with the
With the
voice.
voice.
He's
gonna be
Like
practicing.
trying to do
Oh,
it.
okay. Trying to take my job.
Hey, no,
Trying to take my
No,
job.
they like me to sound ratchet.
Oh. No. So how did you get into 1500 radio? How did you get into radio, period?
So I was friends with April Watts, who
Friends.
is
Shout out
a
to April
legend,
Watts.
queen in this business. And I did an airdrop for her because 1500 had only been on the air since August. And so I did an airdrop for her show, and she was like, yo, you're getting a lot of attention from this airdrop, and you have a news background, so you mind doing news for me? And initially, I was like, ain't nobody going to hear me do, you know what I mean? But she convinced me to do it, and I started doing the news for them, and it just got bigger and bigger to where it is now. As far as the advertising goes, I have an accounting executive background with radio, so I did that many years ago, and they needed help with that, so I started doing that for them.
It just felt natural. It's just like, I know what I'm about to write.
It is, and what's funny is in between, the voiceover business, it's saturated in not only just in Virginia and Maryland and the DMV, but around the country. So if you don't have an in and you don't have clients already set up, you can go hungry doing that work. right? So to supplement that, I worked in the car business and on the service side and the marketing side, but that's a kind of shady business. And every day I go home and my soul was restless because I knew I was in something that I wasn't supposed to be in. Like I wasn't doing what I was designed to do. Now, every day I'm happy to do the news. You know, money's good all the way around everywhere. So my soul isn't restless. And when your soul's not restless, you can't have any healthy relationships anywhere else because you're not good with yourself.
That's a
So,
fact.
but what if both of y'all souls is messed up? Like, can two messed up souls create a good soul?
Through therapy.
Oh, okay.
Through therapy.
Or fentanyl.
You know what I'm saying?
Neither. This guy.
Am I missing something here?
Huh?
He
Am I
said
missing
two messed up.
No, he ain't missing nothing.
Nothing here. Nothing here.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
No, you're not missing nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all. So you said you're more at peace.
Oh, definitely. I'm happy every day.
What advice would you give people who wanted to get into this business, like do voiceovers or do radio, marketing? What would you tell them to do?
News is my passion. It's always been my passion. I like football and baseball and basketball growing up. I played football a lot, boxed too, all that stuff. But although my heroes were Walter Payton and Ozier and all those cats, my true heroes were like Bernard Shaw, Peter Jennings, Jerry Turner, Al Sanders, all those guys. Like I idolized those guys on the DL, right?
Who are they?
Those were famous news anchors and foreign correspondents. And so I started to imitate how they sounded, right? And it became my passion. Writing news, finding out what was going on in the world became my passion. I had a grandfather who didn't graduate high school, but he would read 3 newspapers a day. And he would challenge me every day when I came home to tell him what was going on in the world. And we would have debates. And so that just became my thing. So finding out news, writing news, researching, that's my passion. If it's not your passion, find your passion. If it is, be willing to take the lumps when you get in because you got to pay your dues like everybody else. Don't walk in trying to stunt because it's not going to happen. I don't care how good you are. This business is savage, right? It is savage. And so walk in, being humble, trying to learn from the best, and people feel your energy. You know, April gave a little bit of a speech at the Media Impact Awards.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
And she was like, "Yo, there is enough for everybody, but don't just walk in as a young cub, you know, trying to be the bear or the lion, because it's really not going to happen. People are going to look at you who are seasoned and look at you like you're a joke. You know, the problem with the internet now is everybody can be a star right off the break.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And so people expect it and they feel entitled to being a star right off the break. That's just not how life is. So not in this business. You gotta pay your dues.
So would you say it's important for people being in this business to have a mentor?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Can't hurt you.
Can't hurt you. So it's really pros in having someone mentoring. How would you go about it to get someone to mentor you? Like you said, you just coming in, you finding your passion. Do you just reach out to them and say, "Hey, I love your work. Could you mentor me?"
Yeah, but be genuine.
Okay.
You know, ask them. If they say yes, great. Do what they tell you to do. Follow them. Pay attention to what they do. Don't be them, but pick up things that can make you help you hone your skills, right? And follow their work ethic. Work ethic is everything. Consistency, persistence. Those are the 2 things in this business that'll get you over. You know, so you know, find your mentor, whomever that is. Align yourself with that person. Be humble with that person and genuine in your energy, and take off. Do your thing.
So I have another question. How did you deal with disappointment in this business? Like people say, "Hey, I'm coming, I'm going to do this," and then they don't come through on promises that they make. How did you deal with that? I gotta ask. 'Cause everyone experiences this in this business, and we don't really talk about it so much.
No, and ego is a real thing. I mean, you
Lord, it is.
You do. You have to think enough of yourself not to take it personal when somebody doesn't do what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
Right? So, in this business, you have to be resourceful. If you ask me to come on as a guest tonight, I don't show, right? What you going to do? You still got to do your show.
That's true.
Right? So you make it work. And just like everything else in life, if it doesn't go perfect, you still have to make it work. And it's not going to go perfect a lot in this business. You know, but you still got to make it work.
That is true.
So think enough of yourself, have confidence, always try to have a backup plan, and then go to it and just make it work.
That was really, really good advice, especially for us only being in the business for 2 years.
Right.
I think we struggle in just being honest with that, right? Because most of us say, if you want us to be there, we show up.
Right.
We say, yes, we're going to come, or no, we can't. So it's like when it comes back to us, like, dang, what we do? Like, was there something personal that we did wrong or that? So thank you for telling me.
Yeah, I've been doing this voiceover work and some form of media work for almost 30 years, right? Mm-hmm. When April asked me to do the news and I would go to the station, I hadn't been in a radio station behind a board in forever, right? And it's all changed. It's all digitized now.
Yes. Everything is,
nothing's analog anymore. So I'm watching her, and she's like a legend. So I'm watching her and watching her spontaneity. I'm watching her extemporaneous speaking and how off the cuff and easy it is for her. And I'm like, yo, that's a God-given thing. Mm-hmm. So you have to align yourself with people. You don't want to align yourself with the smallest person in the room. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have to align yourself with somebody that you can learn from. And as long as I've been in the business and as old as I am, I'm never too old to learn from someone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot from her, just watching her work. You know, and if you're genuine with your energy, you know, she'll teach anybody and won't ask anything from you. So my advice to anybody, I don't care how good you think you are. I don't care how good you think you are. Pay attention, because there's always someone better. And if your energy is genuine and wanting to learn, they'll teach you.
I hear that. They'll teach you.
So is April Watts your lady?
April Watts is not my lady.
Okay.
People put us together. We have a great friendship. I respect her more than you know. And people put us together all the time.
They sure did.
And
he here to set the record straight.
And I'm with her a lot. She's a beautiful woman, mm-hmm. very talented, very outspoken.
So how does your lady feel about that as much time as y'all spend together?
Well, how can I say this? I protect my relationship.
As you should.
Right?
Because if you don't, who will?
Right. I protect my relationship. And whomever I'm with understands what professionalism is and what a personal relationship is. So, and I'll just keep it just like that.
Okay. Very safe answer.
Well, I mean, there are lines you just don't cross.
Right.
I mean, we have common sense.
Sometimes when the drinks get to flowing, you know, some of the ha-ha-has could turn into a leg grab, and before you know it, y'all butt naked sipping on martinis.
See?
What?
Yeah, man, that was you.
Martinis?
You went out there.
Like,
I'm just saying, I've seen this.
I'm listening to the story, I'm following it, and you said butt naked sipping martinis?
See, I can't even use that excuse because I've never had a drink in my life.
Oh, really?
For real. I don't drink.
You've never had a drink in your life, though.
So
in college, though, all the parties,
college,
right?
Military, never. No. What
no
happened?
Moonshine.
What had happened was,
okay, here we go.
We get to it.
I was living with my brother. I was 20 years old. He had wine coolers in his refrigerator. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what a wine cooler was. I thought it was a regular drink. Okay. I came in from playing ball. I went in the fridge. I was going to steal a drink from him, a fruit drink from him. I'll never forget it. It was Seagram's, but I didn't know what Seagram's was. So I tossed the joint down. My body got warm. I said, "Yo, what is this?" He said, "You drink some alcohol." But that was that was the extent of that. Wine cooler.
So what made you like be so strong to not take a drink?
Well, like I said, I always played ball and I boxed and everything, and building up my body. I felt like it would have been stupid to put something in there to counteract that. But when I was 17, my mom was killed by a drunk driver. And so by that time, I felt like it'd be disrespectful to even put it in my body, right? So I just never went there.
That's some real strong willpower, because you know other people would use that as an excuse, you know, to just be like, "Hey, I'm just gonna drink and drink." And I heard you mention therapy.
So we're just gonna skip all over that. All right, that's
skip it over.
No, you always say
he said his alcohol. You want to say something about his drink?
We were still talking about him being a strong black brother for his woman.
Please answer him.
You know,
but
everybody thinking him and April Watts together because they together so much. But I mean, go ahead. You go to the next subject. Go ahead.
He said they respect it. It is what it is, and I'm gonna leave it at that. So I thought we moved on.
No, you was trying to
He wants us
stroll
to
it
be,
along.
he trying to get us together.
You was strolling him along. But go ahead.
I ain't strolling.
Stroll.
So
Put him
I
in
heard you
stroller.
say therapy.
Correct.
And push him. Okay. I heard you say therapy.
Right.
Have you ever been through therapy, given the fact that you were in the military, a black man
Oh my
from
God.
Baltimore,
Yeah,
things
I've been
like
through
that?
therapy.
So do you think that's important for a lot of black men? Should they be interested in therapy?
I think being a black man, every day is trauma
I
in
agree.
this country. And you have to escape it some kind of way. And I think the worst thing that we have done as black men is make ourselves a weaker man by talking about psychological and mental disorders. You have to find yourself, be secure enough to be, it's just talking to someone. You know, they're not going to give you the answers. They're going to help you find the answers within yourself.
So why does that someone have to be a therapist? They don't know much more about me than the wino on the street.
But that's the perfect. So you don't want to talk to somebody you know.
I
Because-
don't know the wino on the street.
Right. Well, but he doesn't have any credentials. Meaning now some people
But
some
to
people
say-
are just wise.
But to say that would say that all black men or people are monolithic, period. Like what I'm going through or my problems can't relate to the next person. I don't believe that no one is a professional in everyone's problems.
No, the biggest thing about a therapist is when you leave that office, you ain't going to hear from nobody else. You tell it to the wino tell it to his friend tell it to somebody you know might come back to you. There's no guarantees in that. But when you pay somebody to be confidential, that shit is confidential.
Okay.
And if it's not, you pay me.
All right.
You know what I mean?
So basically, I'm paying you to shut up. Like,
Basically.
okay. All right.
You know.
Now, from that point of view, I can see it. I ain't with it, but I can see it though.
I keep trying to tell him he should try it, but
It's amazing how good you feel. Because we carry stuff, bro. We carry stuff. There are things that you might want to say to somebody that you can't say.
Why not?
Well, in the business that I've been in,
teach him.
there are things that we have to, you got to play, sometimes you got to play the game. Sometimes it's just how you get ahead. You play the game. You can't always be the smartest person in the room, even when you are. You can't always smell the fart, even when you smell it. Sometimes you just got to let shit roll off to get to the next level. Sometimes. I don't mean compromise your integrity or your character, but sometimes it's just not important to say something. But you still carry it. And it's just good to be able to let this shit out and let it roll off and be your authentic self with somebody who you know is not judging. Well, last week you said, how do you feel about, that's all you need.
Would you say there's not another method to let it out? Therapy is the end all be all.
Nah.
I had to talk to this person. I had to put my feet up on this couch and just
goodness.
bare my soul.
Why do you think that?
There are many things that are cathartic. You might, playing ball for you, might be cathartic. Making love to your girl and throwing up against the wall and all kinds of shit, that might be cathartic. And those things do work, trust, I know.
Right.
But being able to talk and emote and learning how to put your emotions out there, to be able to cry, to be able, without any judgment or any fear of judgment, knowing it's not going to leave that room, there's something about that just works for me.
So I can't talk to my dog?
Yeah,
I'm talking about like the actual animal, not my homeboy. Like, because you ain't gonna say nothing. Somebody say that's man's best friend.
But
It
your
ain't gonna
dog,
leave that room.
your dog's not going to ask you questions that are going to pull more out of you.
Mm-hmm.
See, a therapist just doesn't listen. He listens or she listens with a purpose, and that purpose is to hear things that are going to pull more out of you. So they're going to ask you probing questions that only you know the answers to, and you don't lie to your therapist. It ain't helping you if you lie. They can't help you if you lie to them.
That's true.
So you go in there, you're a straight shooter, and that's what I like. Your girl, you might sugarcoat some shit. Your boy, you don't want to look too bad, so you're not going to tell him everything. You're not going to tell him your shit that caused the problem. You're going to tell him the shit that she did that caused the problem. So your therapist, you can just, yo, I fucked up. I did this, I did that, whatever, and this is what happened.
Okay.
He still ain't buying it.
I'm saying, hey,
He still ain't
I'll teach
I
you
buying it.
went through years of therapy, man. I had anger issues, bro. I used to fight all the time. So I went through anger management. I went through all kinds of stuff.
Now see, that's not voluntarily.
Well, one of them wasn't, but the rest of them was. The rest of them was. One of them was not. You're absolutely right. The man said, "Yo, you gotta go."
Yeah,
But
you got to go do that.
yeah, but the rest of them weren't.
I mean, maybe that could have been your gateway to do that. Because
Possibly.
you actually had to do it, and you see that maybe it worked for you. He wanted to continue on with it.
Yeah, I was a young man. It was a stigma to me. It was a weak. I was like, you weak as hell. You need to talk to kind of like you,
Thank
right?
you.
But once I went through it, and I realized, yo, they told me what my triggers are, and it's actually true. Then I wanted to find out more, and I felt better every time I spoke to someone.
I don't have no bias towards therapy.
I think you should mentor
I just
him.
think therapy is for me.
He needs older men, I think.
Therapy is
me.
for other people, not me.
But
Y'all
how you
good?
know it's not for you if you never tried it?
You ever ate a bowl of shit?
All right, we're not doing that. No.
Okay.
And that's not for me. You
All
know
right.
what? That you cannot compare that to
I can
that.
compare a lot of things. I got a whole list.
Oh my gosh.
We ain't gonna get
Anyway,
into it,
I
though.
think you should mentor him. Especially being in this business, but I mean that's something y'all would have to come up with naturally. Because how do you not say things? And also for me, I'm also asking this for myself. When you see, like you said, the fart, you smell the fart, you see the bullcrap coming. How do you not say anything? How do you not entertain it?
I mean,
the same way you didn't entertain it, from what I heard.
Huh?
Huh?
Huh? What
Yeah,
did I say?
when they had you on the live, and you ain't talking about nothing that went down at that show. Oh, okay. We ain't gonna talk about it then, huh?
We can
'Cause
talk
I was
about
out the
it
country.
because I'm confused. Oh, you talk. Oh,
Oh, now you know. All right.
Oh,
I wasn't here.
because what was there to talk about? I already did an IG live and addressed it already. It was
You addressed
already
it
addressed.
to us. You ain't addressed on their platform why that went on.
They're also tagged on that platform as well, and the person that needed to hear it saw it.
Whew, Lord Jesus Christ. I thought part of you going on there, I'm going to set the record straight. I'm going to
Going
say
on
why
there.
we went up there. And,
I had a conversation prior talking to this person
oh,
about it.
okay. So they gave you the hush-hush talk. Whew,
What
when
is
he
a
ain't
hush-hush
around,
talk?
boy. I
They
know
gave you
how.
a gag order.
Yes,
Ain't
Lord.
nobody give me no gag order.
When
I mean,
he ain't
that's what he
around.
Don't listen to him. He just trying to start stuff.
I wasn't here. I had to hear about it third person. Go ahead.
That's all. Weren't you out the country?
I was. 'Cause
Okay.
if I was here, that wouldn't have went that way.
So let me ask you. Let me turn the
Please
tables.
explain it.
What are your aspirations? What is it that you ultimately want? I don't want to say you do when you grow up, but
Because
what is it that you? What is it that you're trying to do? What would make you happy as far as your career?
What makes me happy as far as my career? Like, I'm not one when the money has to move me. I just want to travel the world, live comfortably, and do what I love. Podcast.
Podcast. Okay. So what is the pinnacle for you?
The pinnacle. The pinnacle, that's like putting a cap on how far I can go. Like,
Well, not necessarily.
I mean, that's pinnacle, right? Like, it's putting a cap. Like, I don't want to put a cap. I want to take it as far as I can go, and even higher than that. Like, I guess, am I supposed to name a podcast?
Well,
Joe
no, I
Budden,
mean,
Joe Rogan.
The thing is to have a goal. Well, for me,
Right.
I have a goal. I have that goal. I reach that goal. I set another goal. It's just always moving the goalpost. For me, if I can see that goal, then I can plan how I'm going to get to that goal. So I was just asking you.
So you saying
what are
like
your steps?
a
Where do you go?
pinnacle to get there, then plan to move past it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, what is your mark that you're trying to?
That ain't for them to know.
Okay. All right.
It's anything goes, ain't it?
Okay.
Yeah, it is anything goes.
Okay.
Okay, so
And I'm the host. Like, what you
So,
mean?
but
This guy interviewing me now. Like,
but we interview each other. Everything flows, right?
everything
goes.
closed, and that was the answer. The answer was ain't for them to know.
Okay.
We already got people trying to steal our every move
Okay. All right.
because of.
Don't listen to him.
All right. And do you have?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's your goal?
I actually do. I see Anything Goes being a household name.
Okay.
Being the #1 media outlet. Also in the DMV. Hopefully we take over the United States. But anybody coming into Baltimore, I
Right.
want them to come tap in here first. Also using Anything Goes platform, which I am doing in my other endeavors as far as motivational speaking and like life coaching and just going up there doing gigs and stuff like that. So just showing you can have different avenues about yourself
Right.
and still merge them all together, but still take different paths. That's my thing.
That's your thing. Okay. All right. So you guys host this show.
Yes.
All right. Co-own it, put it together, set everything up. Are your goals the same as far as how far this company can go?
I think we share the same goal, but I think we're taking different paths.
And that's good. That's good.
Okay.
No, that's really good. As long as you guys bounce stuff off of each other, it's good to have different ways to get to the same place. I mean, it really, really is. Because, you know how it is. You're trying to get to your house. There's only one way to get there. There's a traffic jam. You got to wait. If you have another way to get there, you know what I'm saying? It's always having.
Slick talk,
No, I'm just saying. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. Don't ever think that you guys have to be completely aligned in your way to get someplace. As long as you have the same place where you want to go, So
That's good information.
Yeah.
I agree with that, and I think that's something we probably struggle with at
Really?
the same time.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, this is Anything Goes. I think that's what it is. We're so alike but different at the same time. So it's he say, I think this is the way we should go, and I say, no, I think this is the way we should go. So sometimes it's who giving in first, right? But again, it's a give and take in any relationship.
Yeah.
In any relationship.
And it's not called giving in. The word today is called acquiesce.
Okay.
It's acquiescing.
Okay.
All right.
Look, we being schooled on our own.
Yeah, all the school words.
We listening, okay? He's a great. If y'all don't pay attention to this, I don't know what to tell you.
Because when you give in, it's a sign, unfortunately, it's a negative word, a negative phrase. That's what's going on with the Republicans and the Democrats. Nobody wants to give in. But if you acquiesce, if you bend a little and you bend a little, there's no place you can't go. So.
Did you have encyclopedias growing up?
I'm just saying.
Y'all don't even know what that is.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's the way to go.
No, I really respect that. That was really, really good information. Not only just you saying it to us, but it really resonated to me in some type of way, in some form. So, and I'm pretty sure it hit E. You probably want to cry right now, but
I can see it.
I see it.
I'm tearing up.
Hey, if you were seeing a therapist regularly, you would be tearing up.
I think you would cry too.
Really?
You'd be in touch with your emotional side.
Man, tequila tears. Ain't nothing like them.
I really appreciate you dropping jewels, but you did say something real quick. I like to spin stuff back because I pay attention, and as we're talking, that's one thing about me. I will bring something back up that you already have said.
All right.
Because sometimes people tend to skip over stuff. You say you used to box.
Yeah, I threw hands a little bit.
Where did you box?
Down in Dundalk.
Oh, in Dundalk where?
Turner Station.
Turner Station?
Mm-hmm. You know about Turner Station?
Yeah, 609 Main Street.
Okay, I was in Day Village.
Okay.
Okay.
Across the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Sound like white people shit to me.
No. Wasn't no white people shit down there,
No,
boy.
not at all.
No, sir.
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
We had a couple of them, but that's when they was mixed in.
Right. They were trying to get out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they were trying to get out. Yeah.
So you was boxing down in Turnus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have a cousin named Vince Pettaway. He went pro, and he did some big things and B1 and beyond. And then I boxed a little bit in the military.
What year was this boxing?
Oh, this is before you. I was, I'm 56.
Okay.
So I'm talking 80. Well, this was 78, 79 to 82.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Was I born? No.
See what I'm saying?
Look.
See what I'm saying?
No.
So,
Couple years after, but no, wasn't there.
yeah. You wasn't even born when I was quitting. So you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I already been lumped up, and you just coming out.
So what did boxing teach you?
That nothing worth having comes easy. If you go into a situation unprepared with somebody that is prepared, you went for a hard way. What it taught me mostly, what I carried through in life, is that hard work will beat talent that doesn't work hard every day.
That's
Every
not
day.
true.
I
Yes,
think
it
so.
will.
It's not
I
true.
think so.
Hard work
I
will beat
think so.
talent that does
I
not
think
work
so.
hard every day.
That's
In my life,
not true.
you can have a God-given talent,
Yes.
right? And I can be pretty good. But if I work my ass off and you lay on your laurel, I'm going to tear your ass up.
Yes. Maybe. But you said every day. No.
For me, that's
No.
how I live it.
Well, that's how you live it. Just not
Because I'm not taking that chance in life. I'm not.
if you were to take the chance, it's not true.
Okay, well, I don't take that chance.
Hey, it's not true.
Okay.
With sports, period, you got multiple examples, especially in boxing. You got boxing
In
who
boxing,
ain't even trained for a fight because they
that's
know
right.
they just way
You know what?
better.
You know what happened with Tyson
Mhm.
and Buster Douglas? He ain't
What?
trained.
Tyson?
Tyson, he didn't train.
And you know why he didn't train?
Yeah,
Because he thought he was just way better.
right. He had a talent, and he worked his ass off. And as long as he was working, he was killing. The minute he let off the gas, he took it for granted. He comes into the ring with somebody who was working hard. Just lost his mom. He worked his ass off for 7 months in the gym. Came in the gym and waxed Tyson's ass.
And you think that's the only time Tyson done that is with him?
No, but it was getting progressively worse with every fight.
You know, you just proved my point, right?
No, I didn't prove your point. I didn't. It got No.
Look at me.
Tyson got hit. Hold up. He got
talent.
hit. Correct. He got hit more in every single fight to the point where he was no
Proving
longer
my
the
point
champ.
even more. Because he
not.
wasn't working, taking them fights serious, but his opponents were.
No.
But he still was winning.
No. The progression was less training each and every fight.
In
And to
each
the
and
point
every
where he
fight-
did not train, and hard work that did train took him out.
So for you to say that, to say all his opponents wasn't putting in hard work.
No, they were putting in hard
So they
work.
were, and he still was winning when he was putting in less and less work. And he was just winning because of his talent.
Mhm.
Rest my case.
Well, you take a chance. No, take a chance. Because he could have literally he could have gone in there and
The
got,
narrative switches, but go ahead.
no, take a chance. He could have gone into the ring on the first time he didn't train hard and got knocked out. It just didn't happen.
Right.
But it can.
Because he's talented. Yes, it could.
So why would you take that chance?
Because I think my talent is so much above your talent that I can take this chance.
Okay.
I'm going to win.
Okay. You roll with
It's
that.
the supreme being confidence.
You roll that. You roll with that.
Yeah, he rolled them dice a couple times. What he rock like 15 chicks before one fight? That
I
night?
don't know.
Oh well, he said it on his podcast. I ain't making it up.
Right. You roll those dice. But he will tell you, like Mike Vick will tell you, like any athlete that didn't do the work they were supposed to do, that the careers would have been longer, they would have made more money, they would have been more successful, had they honed their talents and their skills through hard work. They will all tell you the same thing.
Yeah, because that's the thing to say.
It's because it's true.
It's not.
Okay. All right.
You ever heard Deion Sanders talk?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear all the stuff he was doing? You heard about the White House?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Okay. So that kind
You
of
know what just happened? You know what just happened to Deion Sanders?
Toes got cut off.
Right. Do you know why?
I don't remember.
It was a turf toe injury from back in the 80s, 90s.
Mm-hmm.
You know why he had that injury?
No, I don't.
Because he didn't train properly. That's why.
But
And he will tell you that. He's actually said that.
But he's still a legend. He still was better.
But he
than
just lost his damn. I tell you what, he'd probably rather have his toes. He just lost his damn toes.
Okay, but you're
But had
still going
he,
against
but had
the
he
point.
trained properly, there's a consequence for not training your talent.
But
That's what
he
I'm
was
telling you.
still the best talent on the field, was he not?
He was.
And you're saying he didn't train properly,
He didn't train properly.
but he still was killing all the opponents.
He was killing his
Okay,
opponents.
y'all running back because you just proving everything. I'm saying
No,
y'all running back.
What I'm
No,
saying is
people watch this.
He took it right.
People see it.
He took a chance every single day.
Okay.
Every single time he was on the field, that he didn't train. It's not that he didn't train at all, because he did train.
He did train. So
But-
he put his all into it.
Right.
And for you to say that,
he
you
didn't
can't
prep.
say-
He didn't prep the way he probably wanted. Like he wanted to prep. He should have prepped.
And for that reason, you can't say hard work beats talent that don't work hard every day.
For me, it does. That's the mindset that I keep.
But from what you just said in the conversation we just said or had, it doesn't.
I said what I carry through my life
Mm-hmm.
is hard work beats talent that doesn't work hard every day. I don't take that chance. I don't roll the
Okay.
dice. I train hard.
But we did just give examples where it does.
Okay.
Okay.
But that isn't for everybody.
No, it's not for everybody.
Okay?
It's definitely
That
not for
isn't
everybody. We're talking about some of the top
Yeah.
legends.
You got certain 1%ers, so
Mhm.
you know how that goes. So just everybody work hard, keep practicing your talent, even if you feel like you God's gift.
It's great to have confidence. You're right. It's good to have confidence. Supreme confidence here. But don't be so confident you don't think you got to work hard, because it will catch up to you. in some form or fashion.
I agree with that part.
It will.
Allegedly.
that's E for you. That is
Okay.
E for you. So that's what boxing taught you.
Correct.
Okay.
Can we talk about some of the news? The news he gives out.
Sure.
Let's get into
Go
some
on.
of the topics you get into.
So Monday, I did because it's a Baltimore bred station.
Right.
The first story that I do every day centers around Baltimore. Unfortunately, most of them are stories of violence, right? We got a horrible, and this is my home. We have a horrible string of violent crimes that go on in this city. The shootings we have so many shootings every day.
Mm-hmm.
The fatalities are ridiculous. I think we're with almost 60 fatalities since the 1st of January. You know what I mean? We're in 2022, already got almost 60 fatalities, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got 117 as of yesterday non-fatal shootings. That's crazy. Shock trauma chief was like, yo, we can barely keep up. You know, he said we were having a problem with COVID.
Right.
That kind of subsides, and now we got to keep up with all of these shooting victims, right? It's ridiculous.
So do it ever get to the point where it be too much to bear? Like you get tired of reporting on all the negatives and shooting, man. And like
I look for stuff other than that. So I look and I find, okay, I'm not going to do the shoot. Let me find some. Well, there's a fire. There's a row house fire that took the life of 2 people. Like, where's the good stuff?
right.
You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we know that bad news sells
Yep.
more than good. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the crab in the barrel effect or misery loves company effect, whatever.
That's
Yeah,
been
you
life
touched
since
on
the
that,
beginning of the
crab.
time.
Right.
Since fighting in the domes, the gladiators.
But for whatever reason, bad news is front page news every day. And so, I got to go with what people want to hear. And they're also cautionary tales, right? So, we just had a 70-year-old woman, Miss Dennis, Linda Dennis, shot. Her house riddled with bullets. You live 70 years doing the right thing, and some kid that wants to be initiated or into a gang has to prove his manhood. So he's gonna shoot. He's gonna light up somebody's
random
house.
house.
Yeah, he's gonna light up somebody's house and kill this woman, right? I mean, it's just crazy stuff goes on, and not just in the city, but everywhere. But in the city in particular, there's a lot of shootings that go on.
Was there ever a story that was just so horrific, where as though you didn't want to talk about it, or you just said the news is the news, it's my job. I mean, I gotta put it out there.
Yeah, just the other day, a guy shot the chaperone. So he was going through a custody hearing with his wife, his ex-wife, and 2 kids. He lost a custody hearing. So what he does is he steals the kids and the chaperone of the kids, kills the chaperone, kills the kids, and then kills himself. Like, the cop, the Baltimore County cop, killed his kids, right? Kidnapped the wife. Remember that? Kidnapped the mother, let her go for some reason. Killed the kids, 2 beautiful little kids, and then killed his partner, his female partner, and then killed himself. Like, who wants to tell that story? I mean, that stays with you. You know what I mean? But you got to tell the story.
So how don't you take none of this home with you? Like you
Yeah.
just tell it and try to forget it, or do you end up coming?
I got a little girl. I got a 12-year-old, and I hold her tight all the time. The story that made me cry, literally, was the Sandy Hook killings. Remember the Sandy Hook
that
killings?
was sad. That was sad.
That's the only story that actually,
all them elementary school
yeah,
kids.
that really got me, because
So that
my little
was-
girl was 4 at the time, and that hit home hard.
So I know it was controversy saying that wasn't real.
The only person that made it a controversy was a guy named Alex Jones. Alex Jones did what you guys did. He had a podcast, and he was a
Very
conspiracy.
popular podcast.
He was a
Alex
conspiracy theorist, and he, to get ratings, said that the parents of these kids were actors, that this wasn't a real shooting, and the parents sued him. He lost. He went bankrupt, and his only defense was, I'm not a news. I don't profess to be a news organization. I'm an entertainment company, and so I'm not responsible for what people believe.
Oh wow.
But he had millions of viewers that believed everything that came out of his mouth, and they lived that way. So they were sending these parents nasty grams, talking about they were going to kill these parents because they were, they were getting gun control legislations passed, and so he caused a lot of problems with that nonsense.
In his defense, he does have things that are factual that you can look up. You can be wrong every once in a while. Not saying that he was right about the situation or nothing, but hey.
You defending Alex Jones?
I'm playing the contrarian.
Oh my God.
My man.
You hear?
Woo! Wow. Alex Jones was a menace, which is why he's no longer on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or anything, because he was a menace. He caused a lot of problems. He caused a lot of problems with people.
But do you think that's fair?
Do I think it's fair?
Yeah.
I think that there is free speech, absolutely, but there are consequences for it. You know what I mean? You can say whatever you want to say, but understand that there are going to be consequences for what you say. You can't run into a crowded movie theater and scream fire or yell bomb on a plane. You can do it,
Yes, you can.
but there are consequences for it.
Right.
And as long as people understand that there are consequences for what you do, have at it.
But if you're on a platform that's all about freedom of speech, I mean, what about the minister? They took him off of YouTube and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think nothing he's saying is wrong. I think they just pick and choose.
I agree with that.
Because
I do agree with that. I think there's a certain amount of egregiousness that should be removed. Absolutely. When you start to cause people to harm other people based on what you say, then you need to be gone. So,
I agree with that.
See, that's another pick and choose, man. That's like with the Nicki Minaj fans. Like, everybody know how her fans get down.
Mm-hmm.
They bully you, run up to your house, like, that person doesn't have any say-so in it. Their fans just going hard. Like, you could watch a movie and want to go do some crazy things from the movie you've seen. So is that the directors or the writers'
But when you incite things deliberately, for example, the January 6th insurrection, right? Trump, do you believe Trump incited that riot?
I don't know.
You don't know. You heard the speech that he gave prior to? Okay. Do you think that he knew what he was doing when he made that speech? Do you think that he guided these people in a particular direction?
I can't say that he did.
Sure you can. You have an opinion.
Right.
And your opinion is you don't know.
I don't think he did.
You don't. So that's your opinion. You don't think he did.
I don't think he did. I think the things he said, they could have took that from it, but I ain't on him.
Okay. So you think people are ultimately responsible for their own behavior?
Yes.
That's how you take it. And it doesn't matter what anybody says. If you know right from wrong, you're either going to do right or you're going to do wrong based on what your moral compass is. Basically, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't agree with that, but okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, once you sit in front of that judge, you can't say he made me do it. You going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say, yo, the big homie told me to do that. Like, you can rap, but you still going to jail if you pull that trigger regardless. That's life.
So as the President of the United States, or anybody for real, but as the President, who's the creme de la creme,
Big T.
of morality in this country, right? He's supposed to be.
No, I'm sorry.
He's the President, right? That people follow. We follow this man. Men join the military to help defend the country because of this man. People get married and they buy homes and they follow the stock market because of the things that come out of this man's mouth. The stock market rises and falls. There's influence that this man has. That's why he is selected supposedly with a certain amount of discretion for this job, right?
With influence.
Well, he has huge influence.
Right.
Not only in this country, but around the world.
With influence.
Correct.
Who has the right or the final say-so to make the decision?
Oh, you're right. The individual. However, with power comes responsibility for that power, right? So when you have that power and you're sworn in as the oath of office, and you swear to defend the Constitution, but then you get up in a speech and you pretty much lead people to go against the Constitution, to me that's criminal. Now you might say, people do what they want to do, but to me that's criminal. There's a responsibility that I have. If I have 15 kids, right, and they admire me. They want to be like me. They hinge on every word that I say because I'm the coach. And I'm sending them out on the football field, and I say, yo, go for that guy's knees. Now, ultimately, they do the act. Right. But I told them to do it. I know the influence that I have on these people, right? I have to take some responsibility for that.
You don't have to.
No, but I do.
You don't have to. You can.
I would.
Yes.
And I think that a lot of people would see that as well. They would hold me responsible.
Okay, but with the same example with them rushing the house.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody ain't go.
No, they didn't. Not everybody went.
Okay.
They did not. Those that were capable, those that were rabid, those that believed 100% what he said, they went. You know, Jim Jones, not everybody took the Kool-Aid, but enough to make it a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, people, you got to understand, not everybody doesn't have as strong a mind as you, brother. They don't have the same kind of... You are only as strong as our weakest denominator, and that's who you have to... That's who you have to really talk to. You can't come out.
Jim Jones might have been a better example.
To me, both of them. Both of them were minstrelmen. They both were Pied Pipers of the weak. They both preyed on the weak-minded. They both did. They did that. They both had an enormous thirst for power at any cost. So, to me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to you.
Where you find this joker, boy?
18 years ago. I don't even know.
Big T.
Oh, stop.
What?
Don't do that.
Trump your guy.
That's what
Trump
they screaming.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just screaming with the streets screaming.
Trump's your guy?
We gotta represent for the streets too.
The streets is not screaming.
Everybody is screaming Big
Which
T.
street? Which street?
Everybody saying that Big T was in office this whole war right now.
Shit, I don't know.
I don't even want to speak on that.
Me neither.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
I
even
don't
going
know.
on.
I gotta admit, I have to admit that we are looked at as a weaker country now that Biden is in office. Because Biden, you know, you hope he makes it to the next sentence. You know what I'm saying? So
Just being truthful.
it's honest. I'm a registered Democrat, but Biden wasn't the best pick. He simply was not. He just seemed. Oh, I'm so glad I'm here. After 45 years in office, I made it to the top. But his influence is not strong.
So you would have kept Big T over.
No.
I knew you were about to say that.
No. I would not have made Biden the Democratic nominee. I would have made Elizabeth Warren our Democratic nominee.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. She got that fire. That's
Mad fire.
And when she speaks,
And she's
people
as
listen.
smart
She is.
as smart as anybody on the hill.
Yeah, but they say some lighter-skinned men wouldn't vote for a woman.
They would not.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
That's very true.
Saxons.
He says that all the time. Nothing new. And why do you feel like they just wouldn't vote for a woman? In your opinion?
The same reason white men fear black dominance, they fear feminine. It's a matter of them giving up power that they've always had. That's something that they want to do. You know, they put this tag on women as being so emotional in crisis, or
You gotta have periods.
well, yeah.
Well, they say that.
Well, Elizabeth Warren, I don't think has them anymore, so she might be good, but
Menopause is a big
gotta catch him after menopause.
Oh man. Oh man.
But yeah, I just don't think. And I gotta be honest with you, there's a whole lot of women that won't vote for women.
That's a fact, too.
Y'all
I think
kill
so,
yourselves
too.
in that regard too.
I think so.
Same way y'all won't watch the WNBA.
Yeah, very true. There's a tag. If you watch the WNBA, you gay as a woman. If you go to their games, oh, that's because you gay. Nah, you supporting your sister. You support, you know.
If the WNBA had the same support that Love and Hip Hop had, then they could make more money. And you
Right.
can't complain about the wages.
I
You're
agree.
right.
That's
You're
another
right.
story.
100%.
No, I agree with that. That was a good one, E.
That's 100%.
That was a good one.
You know, but people want to see people do bad. I don't know what that's all about, but people want to see drama in other people's lives. It's the weirdest psychological thing. It really is. It's unfortunate.
Ever since he was hungry, never mind.
Don't even listen.
Never.
So what's next for you? Do you see retirement in your future, or?
I really would want to work for a. I kind of want to be on in front of the camera instead of just behind the mic now.
Okay.
You know, you're never too old to aspire to the next level. So since I've been brought back into the media aspect of it, not just the voiceover aspect, and I love delivering the news, at this point I just want to be in front of the camera, I think. So that's my next.
Would you do acting?
Yeah, I do acting.
Okay.
I prefer to do the news, but I would do acting for
You
sure.
do acting, but you won't sing for us though.
Nah,
I told you, I bring it back. I was trying. We've been trying
I'm
to
not
hear
gonna
it.
sing for you.
You sure?
You want people to watch this, right?
Oh, they gonna watch
You
it.
don't want me to
Yeah,
sing.
this towards the end. He already tuned in now.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think you sure.
Okay. So nothing. What would you like to see for Baltimore and young people in media?
Wow, that's a good question. I think you guys are phenomenal.
Oh, well, thank you. Let's hand clap ourselves.
No, I do.
Appreciate it.
I do.
Thank you.
Whenever you have a dream or you have a goal and you do something about it, you created something. You create something out of nothing, is what you guys have done, just based on an idea. You followed it up. If you guys can keep this attitude and drop it down, high school level, junior high school level, show them it can be done, just keep pushing. That's all Baltimoreans need to see. There's a lot of hopelessness in the young kids in this area. They don't know how talented a lot of them actually are. And they feel like the only way to get up out of here is through ball and drugs. And and it's unfortunate. So if you can show people based on what you do, because I'm several generations up. If you can show them based on what you do, what I want to see is more of this. People taking chances and knowing that, hey, I have a t-shirt, and the back of my t-shirt says, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you try? You try everything.
That's a
right?
fact.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Good, I'm gonna steal that one.
so show people that, you might fail every now and then, because I'm sure this shit just didn't happen overnight. You put some work into this, right?
Still
You
putting
were
it in.
rejected every now and then, or something didn't work every now and then, but but look at you. So, you got my old ass down here from VA because Dante said, hey, this is what we're going to do, and I believed. He was assertive at that Media Impact Award.
Yes, he was.
I was impressed with him, and I said, I got to see what this young man is all about. So I come here and meet you guys, and you're phenomenal. So
Thank you.
this is what I want to see. I'm a Baltimorean at heart, no matter where I live.
No matter how much money he got now, is what he
What
said.
I'm saying is, no matter where I live, I'm a Baltimorean at heart.
West
So when I
Side,
see
go ahead and do
this,
the West Side thing that you did.
what side? so when I see y'all, my heart is filled. I can read about the shootings because I know I still got thoroughbreds coming up. You know what I mean? So that's good for me.
Blessings.
Thank you. You dropped a lot of jewels on here and gave me a different outlook on certain stuff when you were talking to us. And I hope the thing that I had mentioned, I hope you two can develop a relationship some kind of way.
Don't no mentor.
See, that's what I told you. I don't understand. But just thank you. Just really honestly, just thank you. I always thank all the guests for coming on because people don't have to come. People can stand us
Especially
up,
for
and
VA.
we definitely appreciate you just coming on and sharing your story and enlightening us on a whole different type of level. So I really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for doing what you do. Please continue to do it. It is definitely needed. People need to see that you can do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to it. You collaborate with each other and you acquiesce, right?
Yes, we're going to work on that. We're going to be honest. We're going to work on that.
And
Not compromise, acquiesce.
and make it happen.
All right.
I hope this relationship that we just developed with you don't end.
Hey, my phone's always on.
Okay.
All
right.
Always.
And you could give it to us straight too. You ain't gotta like sugarcoat nothing.
No, I definitely want to. What?
Okay.
If you don't want to know the answer, don't ask me the question.
Okay. There we go. Is there anything else that you want to give us, other people that may have advice or following you on any social media platforms? Do you want to give that out or no?
Yeah, you can follow me on my Facebook page, Brian Pettaway. on Facebook, and I'm at Brian Pettaway on Instagram.
You heard that?
When he say his name, he put the voice back.
Don't he?
You got jokes. Jokes.
That's all day.
All day.
All day.
All right, well,
Okay.
on that note, it's been another episode of Anything Goes
Podcast.